Hey, welcome to the Bassmaster Studio, sponsored by Marathon, where in just a few days from our taping right here, Ronnie Moore will take us through the college bracket competition for 2025. Find one angler who's going to go to the Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Classic 2026. We're looking forward to that. So with that in mind, we have big news, right?
Yeah, we do. We're going to announce the 2026 Striking Bassmaster College Series schedule. This week, like you're talking about with the bracket, Tommy, just a special week in the life of a college angler. A lot of our viewers have not experienced the college series. You know, they were older when it started, and so they didn't get the opportunity. But this is such a fundamentally strong group of anglers. The attendance is there. This is the lifeblood and the next generation. And when you talk about a decade ago, Tommy, a lot of pro anglers, a lot of people in the industry wanted to grow the sport and make it big. This was the focus and the target, and now we see how much it's exploded in 2025 and beyond.
Yeah, 2 decades now of college bass fishing. It's unbelievable. Let's start. Let's run down the schedule. Might as well start. We got 2 different divisions. That's the new way we do things now, 2 different divisions. And let's go quickly at what they're looking to qualify for.
Yeah, when you've got the Legends division and the Lunkers division, and those 2 trails have multiple events in each of those, 3 events in each division, and you qualify, Tommy, obviously for the championship. That's the goal. And because it's such a hotly contested deal, you're going to have 200 plus boats in each division. Back in the day, Tommy, we were putting out flyers hoping to get 20 boats to show up, and then it went up to 80 and 100 consistently, and then we were at a waiting list of 150 with a 200 boat field. So now we have 2 divisions, and they're basically full for all of them. So Legends Trail, Lunkers Trail, 3 events in each division, trying to make it to the national championship. But back in the day, to make the bracket, it used to be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th in the championship would make it. But the way you qualify for the bracket for this year, at least, and going forward, it is win Team of the Year for overall, win the Legends Angler of the Year or Team of the Year, and win the Lunkers Team of the Year, and then the national championship winning team will make it. So there's your
Still
4.
sending 8.
Yes, and it's basically rewarding, Tommy, not just a single event performance. I know the champions make it, but they won the biggest event, and it's still a season-long competition. You still got to make it to the championship. You have to win the championship, and everybody else was a proven, tested 3-event series AOI points winner for all of those, and then obviously add in the championship, and the overall winner will make it. So that's the way you do it. It's the best of the best now. It's not just a win and you're in. It's a you gotta fight and climb to get there.
That's right. It's kind of a blend of the classic and AOI, qualifying you for something even bigger. Sort of, if you want to look at it that way. But it's a lot of fun in any case, and we're right now run down the 2 divisions. We'll start with the Legends Trail. Starts in January the 22nd through the 23rd at Lake Toho, Kissimmee, Florida. So much Bassmaster history there. Lake Tohopa-Kalija, 22,700 acres. A lot of history there, including the biggest 5 fish limit ever caught.
Yes, and January is a pivotal month in terms of Florida fishing, because if you think about South Florida, Okeechobee, which we'll talk about that in a little bit, that is already into the spawn most of the time when we get to January. But Kissimmee Chain, St. Johns River, those more central and northern lakes in Florida still have a little bit of pre-spawn aspect to them, and they're not necessarily hindered by cold as much because there's so much fruitful grass at Toho, Kissimmee, Hatchinahaw, Cypress, all of those different lakes. There's options available, and so I think that January is a great month where you can have, you know, sometimes tough fishing with cold fronts, but can also be the collision where you get a nice warm week in the right month of the year like January, and you can have records fall. Absolutely.
That's the first stop for the Legends Tour. Again, that's January 22nd and 23rd of 2026, and also a high school juniors event there on January 18th. That will precede the college event.
Yes, and that's one good thing about it is you get 4 opportunities if you're a high school or junior angler. And when we say junior angler, that is basically we've got high school and anybody younger. You could be 2nd grade, 3rd grade, you could be 6th grade, but as long as you're not high school, you could be a part of our youth series. And so it's cool to have 6 college events throughout the country, and then we have 4 high school and junior events tag-ended or preceding those college events.
All right, now moving on with the Legends Trail, we go to Lake Sam Rayburn, February 25th through 26th, 114,000 acres there on the Angelina and Nature's Rivers there. Historic with Bassmaster, yeah, just like Toho. So many events through the years at all levels of competition. It is a big one to take on. It is a handful, and it is going to be a great test for these great college anglers.
We actually get to spend a few weeks there in February at Sam Rayburn because the Bassmaster Opens are also there. And so the big deal with Sam Rayburn in February, you have to watch out for those north winds. The north winds will just churn that whole body of water up, make it very, very tough to fish, but you know what lurks in Sam Rayburn. The opportunity for a 10-pounder, you know, you think about those lakes, and we talk about on the Elite Series, those lakes that have the opportunity to produce century clubs or 10-pounders. It's not as many lakes in the country as you think that can handle the pressure and dish it out as well. Rayburn is one of those places that can handle the boats and it can still produce big weights, and so I know those college anglers are going to be ready for that 1 month later. So you get to start, you know, when it's cold everywhere else, you get to go to Central Florida, and then you get to go to South Texas to start your year, and that's a great 2 events to kick it off.
I mean, Sam Rayburn, legendary. I mean, it's always either at the top or right near the top of the Bassmaster magazine, top 100 bass.
Yes.
That's a great opportunity.
Yeah, and what's cool is for the people that live in that region, they know how good Sam Rayburn is, but you do have Toledo Bend right there as well. And so when one is off, the other's got to be on, and it's just, you just go down the street. So hopefully February, it'll be on for Sam Rayburn.
And like all of our Legends Trail stops, there's going to be a high school and junior event there March 1st, so a little bit afterwards there. Should be still great at that point.
I mean, honestly, the college boys better catch them because March 1st for the high school kid, they might catch them even better.
They might wear it out a little bit. How about the third event? That's Kerr Reservoir, the Arkansas River, going out of Sallisaw, Oklahoma, on the Arkansas River. Lots of tournaments up and down that stretch of the Arkansas, going out of places like Muskogee and Tulsa and so forth like that. But the Kerr Reservoir is a big place, and a lot of history there. I think back in 2020, an angler named Chris Jones won an Open there, qualified for the Classic, and was one of the big players in that Classic that summer in Fort Worth at Ray Roberts.
What was the dates for that?
The dates for that, April 29th and 30th.
That's going to be just after, I believe, our Elite Series event there. And so the Elite Series event will be a good precursor, a good preview of what those anglers for the College Series will expect. But remember, for the Elite Series event, it's the whole Arkansas River in that portion. So we'll be a couple pools up. You could travel down to Kerr. It'll be a risk-reward deal for the Elite Series guys. But for the college anglers, they'll be launching from there and have the opportunity. And one thing that's interesting, the river changes. So even though the Elites are there just before it, it could be totally different 1 week later. Depends on rain, drought, whatever the case may be. It can be high, low. The grass can be plentiful. There could be a lot of flow in that current or in the river and in the lake. And so I like that. That is a good old swim jig, chatterbaiting, top water time of year on a river fishery like that.
Absolutely. Another high school and junior event there. That's the week after. It's going to be May 3rd.
Awesome. So, we're just going to we'll just spend all of spring break and almost school's out at the Arkansas River.
We'll take us to the end of school. Everybody loves that. Well, that completes the Legends Trail. So now let's look at the other trail, the other half of the competing groups here. The Lunkers Trail, Lake Okeechobee, January 28th and 29th, largest freshwater lake in the southeast United States, and known for giant bass. So what else do you need to say about Okeechobee?
Yeah, you get to pair, if you're trying to fish both divisions or whatever the case may be, you get to spend 1 week of January at Toho and the next week at Okeechobee. I mean, you don't even want to go back to class after that. But Okeechobee's going to be interesting, and we'll get a little bit of a preview for the EQ in November. A lot can change over a month or two span, but when we go there in November, the expectation is the water's going to be much lower than we've ever seen it. It's been low since the Elite Series event earlier in 2025, and so water level is going to be key, but hopefully the grass that they've planted, the dredging, and kind of the updating and renovating of Lake Okeechobee to make it what it used to be, or at least get it in those steps, it could be taking effect. Some of that planted vegetation could really start to be blossoming, and when you get to that January time of the year, you could be at multiple stages of the spawn. They may start spawning in Thanksgiving, early Christmas time period, and so you might be having fish coming and going in the month of January.
One thing we might look for is connecting waterways as well. The last 2 times the Elites have been there, connecting waterways have been absolutely huge. So it's been playing differently in recent years, and we may see more of that.
Yeah, and we always wished Lake Okeechobee would fish bigger. You know, it's such a big lake. It's the only one on the map in Florida that you can visibly see on a satellite image. but it's fished small over the years. There's pockets of good water. At least now with the technology that we have, you have all those canals in play. You do have upriver in the Kissimmee River and things like that. And so it is not fishing big like it used to, but it's fishing bigger given the technology and given the situation at Okeechobee.
All right, Okeechobee again, January 28th and 29th. From there, we will move to the Santee Cooper Lakes in Clarendon County, South Carolina. We've been there so much recently. I feel like we know every inch of it, but there's always more to be discovered in that place.
Yeah, and you might as well just keep your big line rigged up from Okeechobee as you go there, because Santee Cooper Lakes, giants can happen there. I did not hear you. What were the dates on that again?
The dates on that are April 8th and 9th.
April 8th and 9th.
That's right in the sweet spot.
That's in a dream week scenario for these college anglers. The opportunity to definitely catch the biggest stringer of their life and the biggest bass. It should definitely show out, and it'll be a good warm-up. It'll get us excited for the elite event that's in May and in a few weeks after that.
170,000 acres in play. That'll be good. That'll be a good education for the college anglers as well.
Yes, and ideally, there's no low water, there's not high winds, because that place can get rough and bumpy and all the timber.
Ideally.
But if you do have all the trees in play, we're near the spawn, and the eelgrass is doing well, that place could be on fire in April.
We love hanging out in the cypress trees there. Again, that's April 8th and 9th, and also that's our one in the Lunkers Trail that has also a high school and junior series event. That's on April 12th, a little bit later, the next week. So
awesome.
A lot of fun.
There might be bass caught bigger than some of the youth anglers in that. You know, the junior, you might have a second grader eaten by a 10-pound. No, I'm just kidding.
Hopefully
it'll be
not.
a great time. It will be a great time.
All right, the final one there. The James River, Richmond, Virginia, May 29th and 30th. Tidal from the Appalachians all the way out to Chesapeake Bay. Incredible fishery, the site of Rick Clunt's fourth classic win back in 1990. And square billing in the roots of those cypress trees at all the connecting waterways. It was cool.
It's hard pressed to probably find a tidal fishery that has as big a fish as the James River does. You think about those tidal fisheries, we like them because it's ever changing with the flow, the Winyah Bays, the Sabine Rivers, the Potomacs, things like that. But we don't always see the biggest fish. The James River has some of the biggest fish you could ask for.
Oh,
if there wasn't a tide, Tommy, you could open your eyes and think, am I at Santee Cooper? Am I in Florida? Am I in Louisiana somewhere? Because of the look and the feel of that fishery, if you take the tides away, it looks like and fishes like that. But boy, that place has put out some great fish. It is one place that I wish we'd have an Elite Series event on soon. We've been there for opens in college and high school in the past, and boy, and nation, it is putting them out in the James River.
Absolutely.
If you're looking at the Lunkers division that you want to fish, and you're looking at it because of Okeechobee and Santee, don't kid yourself. You need to look at it for the James River as well.
Absolutely.
Normally, when you go to those really shallow places, you want to go to them January to April. Do not discount the James River in May. It fishes phenomenal that month as well, late May.
You don't have to look very far back. 2023, the Montevallo team, 40 pounds, 9 ounces in 2 days.
Yeah.
That's a little taste, a little tease for it.
And I think Kenta Kimura was 22 to 24 pounds a day in his open a few years ago. So if you hit it right and you know what you're doing, and you either stay and let the tide come in and out, or you chase it, it could be magic, no doubt about it.
Well, there it is, the 2026 Strike King Bassmaster and college and junior schedule. Did we miss something wrong?
No, one last thing.
Yeah.
A lot of changes with forward-facing sonar in all of our tournament trails and levels. It is not changing for the high school, youth, and college level. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. Just like when we end the elite season, they say, when's the schedule for the next year? They say the same thing about all the rules and changes. There is no changes. Everything that happened in 2025 rules-wise for college, for forward-facing sonar related, is still in place. So the younger anglers still get to use and learn the technology before they make that transition to the opens, where they'll be 50-50, and before they make it to the Elite Series in a few years after that, where it'll be a coin flip. So we'll see.
Well, there it is. There for you. Just released here the schedule for 2026 Strike King College, also junior and high school Bassmaster.